Welcome to one of the many circle sessions hosted by Wonder Girls. Wonder Girls is a nationwide classrooms movement. We bring relatable female role models into classroom settings through our circle sessions. As you will see, the crux of these sessions is its dialogic nature. We're currently working with 150 plus classrooms across 7 Indian cities. Our aim is for every adolescent in India to have access to relatable female role models. I welcome you once again and hope you enjoy learning from our speakers' life journey and career path.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So I will quickly introduce you to the girls, but also just give everyone an idea about the Wonder Girls initiative. So Wonder Girls is actually a nationwide classroom movement that aims to introduce young Indian girls and boys to relatable female models, right? Role models. And the program actually leverages direct interaction with female role models to introduce you girls and boys to diverse career paths and impactful life journeys, right? And they regularly host sessions like these in 7 different cities. And they have engaged with diverse professionals ranging from IAS officers, athletes, software engineers, entrepreneurs, photographers. And today we actually have such a role model with us. Dr. Shivani Chopra has done her MBBS and MD internal medicine from LTMMC and LTMGH Sion Hospital, Mumbai. She completed her post graduation during the pandemic last year and is currently working in the same hospital. She has also worked. Um, she has also worked in with the COVID-19 patients, and I'm really happy, Shivani, that you're here with us to uh, tell our kids more about the medical professions. And I would invite you to actually share your journey with us, what motivated you, and what actually inspired you to become a doctor.
Hello everyone. I'm Shivani, Dr. Shivani Chopra, and I have completed my undergraduation and post graduation in the medical field, and I've done internal medicine. So I'm an MD physician right now. Um I actually was not the kind of person who thought कि बचपन से मैं doctor बनूंगी. I never, I'm not one of those people. When I was in the ninth standard, that is when I started thinking what I want to do with my life. And the most important thing that I used to, the goal that I had was that I have to be independent. And if you have to be independent, you have to do something to support yourself first. So I started looking at things. Now if you want to do something all your life, you have to do something that you love, because when you do something that you love, you'll be able to do it every single day of your life. So I started looking at various fields when I was in the ninth, to select what I would like to get into after the 10th standard.
Mm.
So it was a step by step process. It was not that I decided कि नहीं मैं तो डॉक्टर ही बनने वाली हूँ या मैं कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट ही बनने वाली हूँ. This is not what I had thought बचपन से. It was a very planned decision where I studied and read about different fields. I interacted with different people to know what they actually do in their fields. And after getting a thorough knowledge about different professions and different the different jobs that people do, I realized that the most interesting one that I found, which really sparked an interest in me, was the biological field, and something to do with the human body, which kind of raised a curiosity in me. So I selected science after standard 10. That was the first step. Even after I selected science, and then we had to prepare for an entrance exam to get into MBBS, which is not very easy. Every step is not easy. It's a very long process. And I am from a Punjabi family where my family was hesitant that you get into the medical profession, it's going to be a very very long journey. um, just to do your undergraduation it takes 6 years, and then that's not the end, it's just the beginning where you have to further and further specialize and learn more, and it's a long continuous process. So they were a little hesitant that should we will you be okay with doing this, or are they going to be okay with me doing such a long course, and all those things were there at the background, but they never told me not to do it. They said if this is what you want to do, go ahead. They were hesitant, but they didn't stop me. A lot of people in the medical profession, a lot of doctors that I spoke to when I was preparing for the entrance, um, a lot of them told me that it's going to be a very hard journey. It's not You might get frustrated because for 6 years you'll be doing your undergraduation, and there will be people who will finish their graduation in 3 years and will be working, will be earning, and you will feel left behind. Your friends will get married, people will have children, they'll have their own life, and you will feel left behind. But there was this one person, my ophthalmologist. So I have specs since the age of 4. So she was somebody I always looked up to. I always, since I was a child, I used to look up to her as a person. So when went to speak to her, she told me, Shivani, there is one thing that you have to understand. If you really, really, really want to do this, if you are going to love it, go ahead. Don't listen to what anybody says. Because if you have the love for it, you will never leave it, you will never get frustrated. So that one thing has stayed with me for the last 12 years, and it keeps me going because I know that I love what I do. And that is what keeps me going. However difficult or discouraging or frustrating the whole process can be, that is something which keeps you going.
Mm. All right. Okay. All right, Shivani, thank you so much for sharing that with us. So I realized that you wanted to become independent. That was your main motivation to become a doctor, right? And like there were a lot of people before you who came from different professions, and I could see that there are some similarities. They also wanted to become independent. That was very important for them. So, in a society that we are living in right now, especially in India, women are not allowed to be that independent, right? And as a woman, we have a lot of challenges. Although medicine field is a field where women are actually encouraged to join, whether be it being a nurse or a doctor, but still, what were some of the challenges that you faced as a woman
So
to
the
join this
first
field?
thing is you do MBBS for 6 years, you're already the age of 24, 25 by the time you finish your undergraduation. Even after doing MBBS, to select a course after that, to specialize, a lot of decisions of people around me were based on the fact that I'm a female and I have to start a family. So, like
Yeah.
I chose internal medicine. This is not an end branch. So, even though I have finished my post graduation, I still have to super specialize. Like if somebody wants to do cardiology or neurology or different parts of the body, so gastro or your stomach, intestine. So if you want to specialize, if you want to do those fields, you first have to do a 3-year MD medicine and then do a super specialization of another 3 years. So this is not an end branch. Whereas if you choose after MBBS something like gynecology or something like the ENT or ophthalmology, which is the eyes. So these are all end branches, which after
Okay.
MBBS you do 3 years and then you can practice.
Hmm.
Like I can practice now also as a general physician, but if I want to do a specialty, I have to do another course. So a lot of decisions of my batchmates, which importantly being girls, not the boys, was that I will take gynecology or I will take an end branch because that will be it. So a lot of them have that in their mind. When I was choosing medicine, my mom did have a little hesitancy that why don't you take an end branch?
Yeah.
This will again, that question was, but I was very sure that no, I want to do this and nothing else, and I will do it.
Mm.
So even after getting into the medical field, that question of, like, will you be able to, I had a few seniors who are men, who suggested to me that why do you want to take medicine, it will be too late for you to start a family. So there are people in India who have that thought process. But again, you have to select and choose something that you will love to do every day, because if you don't, and especially a field like medicine, if you don't love it, you can't be good at it, and that is
Yeah.
somebody's life. So that the choice has to be made wisely.
Yeah. All right. So the next question that I would like for you to answer would be that like there are a lot of kids in my class and in our school, I have seen want to become doctor because they have heard that being a doctor is a respectful job. But they don't really know like what is the structure and what are some of the exams that you have to give and how many years you have to study for it, right? So if you could just break it down for the kids to understand it a little
Okay.
bit,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be
sure.
very helpful.
So I want to tell you all a very important thing which was not told to me. Um, Being a doctor is a very respectful job, yes, but it comes with a lot of cons also. Um, the the theory that what a doctor says is right, or we have to follow the doctor, or it doesn't exist or doesn't stand true in today's times, where there is Google, where people read up and come, they question you at every point. They will go to 10 other people and then come to you. There is alternative medicine where they go to a homeopath or an Ayurveda, and there is mix up of medicines. So it is not as saintly or as pure as it used to be said, or as people used to think. It is a public point of view that they don't respect you as much as they would maybe 25, 30 years back. So just for that, don't go into this, because that is not true in practical experience. Okay. Now, what are the various, what is the procedure? So basically, you have to select science in 11th, 12th, which you have to take biology. Okay, biology has to be there. You have to give the entrance exam after your 12th standard boards, which I think now there is an all India entrance. When I had given, it was only a state entrance. So there is an all India level entrance, which is there after your 12th standard. And I believe that the classes for that begin after 10th standard. The preparation you have to begin as soon as you pass your 10th standard, you have to start preparing for the entrance along with your 11th, 12th studies, because the syllabus is more or less the same. So you start studying with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And uh, when you have to take, once your result comes, it's rank based. The admission is rank based. Okay. And it is, so I have done my MBBS from a government college.
Okay.
Okay. So there are government colleges, there are private universities, and there are private colleges which have the academics is with a government university.
Hmm.
The difference in all the this is the best place to do it is from a pure government institute. Why
Hmm.
is that the best? Because uh, the government hospitals have the maximum inflow of patients. The maximum patient load is in government
Okay.
hospitals because
Hmm.
it is free. And basically, your study material is patients.
Yeah.
Also, the academics are very good in government colleges. So the best institutes and the most difficult to get institutes are government institutes.
Mm.
Okay, the second level comes your private hospitals, which are with a government university, and then the third is your private hospitals, which are very, not very, but relatively very easy to get, because
Mm.
people don't choose it. Plus, the fee structure is quite high. Okay, your aim should be to get in a government college.
Yeah.
That should be your aim. Then you join MBBS. Okay, MBBS is a 5.5 year course.
Mm.
It is 4.5 years plus 1 year of internship, which will be in the hospital, which is attached to your college, and it is compulsory. You don't get your degree until you finish internship.
Mm.
In your internship, you get patient exposure, and you that is the time where you understand what field you are actually interested in.
Mm.
uh, in MBBS, the first year is a theory, is you don't have any hospital exposure in first year MBBS.
Mm.
uh, and from second MBBS onwards, you have ward postings. I think more or less everywhere is the same. You have 3 to 4 hours of ward postings, and then you have lectures in the morning or afternoon
Mm.
for various subjects. So subjects are divided year wise, as per understanding. So first year is just understanding the normal body, how the normal body functions, structure of the body, or at the cellular level. So first year there are 3 subjects only telling you about normal. There's nothing about disease in first year, and that is why you don't see patients. And from second year onwards, we learn pathology, which is what goes wrong at the cellular level. And then you learn about various medicines, which is pharmacology. And you learn about microbiology is understanding various organisms which cause diseases. So understanding the organism, how the organism grows, how it causes a disease, and looking at them under the microscope, all that is done in second year.
Mm.
And in third and fourth year is what we actually your diseases and your subjects. So whether it is gynecology or surgery or medicine, or ENT, which is your ear, nose, throat, ophthalmology, which is your eyes. So these are the various skin, dermatology, these are the various places where you get posted in the wards, and you study those subjects and appear for exams for those subjects. So this is how 4 years. One of the years is 1.5 year, which keeps changing. My second year was a longer year. Nowadays they have the first year, which is the longer year.
Mm.
So one of the years is 1.5 year, and the rest of the years are one year, which is why it is 4.5 years, and 1 year is internship. Now at the end of your internship, there is an entrance for for specialty. Okay, that is called as that is for your PG, post graduation.
Mm.
Okay, so if anybody wants to go ahead to do a specialty, you appear for the entrance. A lot of people stop at MBBS, but nowadays people do go for a specialty, because it kind of, if even if you're doing just medicine, what I did, you're polishing your skills. Okay, by doing so. Post graduation is basically called residency.
Mm.
Why it's called residency? It's called residency because you have to reside, live in the hospital
Mm.
for 3 years and work in the particular department or the particular subject that you have chosen. So if I choose surgery, if I want to do surgery, I will appear for an entrance, which is also an all India NEET entrance, like your 12th standard entrance. The entrance includes all the 18 subjects that you study in 4.5 years. The syllabus for that is all the 18 subjects. You have to appear for it's an MCQ exam. You appear for the exam, and as per your rank, you there is form filling that is going to be there for all your entrances, and you fill your subject and your colleges, and you get admission in whichever subject, the department of whichever subject you have applied for. So if I apply for surgery, I will be doing your post graduation is more so that you are working,
Mm.
get paid, you get a stipend, you get paid every month in post graduation. So it's not like that I have just finished my post graduation and I am going to earn now. I am earning during my post graduation, which is quite a decent salary. Okay, so every month you get paid, you get a salary, plus you are working for that hospital in which you take admission. So every day that you're, so there is a hierarchy system, so it's for 3 years, right? So you have a first year resident, a second year resident, and a third year resident. So when I join, I'm in first year, and I have somebody who's a second year above me and somebody who's a third year, and then there are teachers
Mm.
who are already doctors who are practicing and who also teach us in the ward.
Mm.
Okay, so that is how your residency goes. You're practically working and you are earning, and at the end of 3 years, you have to appear for an exam, after which you get a degree, which I have done last year. There is no exam every year, and there are no lectures as such. There are some academic activities which are done by the department, but more so it is practically learning from in the wards, and you're actually practicing. You're a practicing doctor, you prescribe medicines, you see patients in the clinic, you see patients in the ward, you treat them, you do procedures. Where if you're doing surgery, you are performing surgeries. If you're a gynec, you're delivering babies. So you do all that in your residency. You're working as a doctor and you're learning to get a degree. That is how your residency is, and so on and so forth. As you keep specializing, it's the same thing. You're working, you're earning, and you're getting a degree. But the only thing is, to get into it, you have to give an entrance exam.
All right. All right. So I think that was very helpful for the kids to understand like how long you have to study, and there's so many things that you have to do, and it's because the kids have this misconception, and also their parents have this misconception that just like getting into the college is enough. Even after becoming a doctor, you have to get a name, you have to work so hard, you have to be
Exactly. So
a
my
good doctor.
practical journey has not yet begun, because I have not started private practice. I've not done any of those things. My parents are not doctors. So for somebody whose parents are doctors, they go to their parents' hospital and they start practicing. So that is very easy for them. But for somebody who doesn't have a medical background, दूर दूर तक मेरे फैमिली में कोई भी डॉक्टर नहीं है. In fact, I'm the first ever. So that is so it is going to be a longer journey that I have to establish myself, which will take me probably more 5-7 years. The advantage is that nowadays in cities, I don't know about I mean, I can speak only for Mumbai and Delhi, probably for the metro cities, where there are a lot of corporate hospitals. So if you have a degree and experience from a good hospital, like if you do it from a government hospital, you they give you a job, and you get a corporate job. So nowadays, because there are many corporate hospitals, it's easy to get a job if you have a degree from a good college. That is why getting your education from a good institute is very, very important, because firstly it adds to your CV, and secondly your practical experience is so much more working in a government institute, because you see so many thousands of patients that they also know when they're hiring somebody. So it is thoda better than maybe 20 years back, where you don't have to set up your own clinic and get a place and all those things. Is that you can start by working in a corporate hospital, where you get patients and people identify you and you build a name, and then when you have enough money you've earned, then you can start your own thing also eventually, when you have built a name. So nowadays it's thoda better, where you can start that way and then shift to your own thing, rather than just opening one khud ka clinic and waiting for people to come. It doesn't work that way so easily nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Also, I could see like before we got one message from Anjali about the daily routine that you have to actually, because I have seen that as soon as a student takes science and math, they are forced to do engineering, and if somebody takes science and bio, they are forced to do.
There are a lot of fields which you all can science doesn't end at engineering and medicine.
Yeah,
दीदी मेरे को टीचर बनना है लेकिन साइंस उसके लिए भी यूज हो सकती है ना
हाँ, हो
yeah,
सकती
definitely.
है, of course हो
Definitely.
सकती है.
Yeah,
So
so
there are many fields, बहुत सारे fields हैं which you can, if you like science, if you like biology, you can do apart from doing MBBS, apart from doing medicine, apart from doing dentistry, which you can do If you like technology, biotechnology is a very very upcoming field. Okay, there is a separate field called pharmacy. Okay, which is a 3 to 4 year course after your 12th standard. Again, you need biology in that, which you do a pharmacy, you do a BSc in pharmacy, or you after that you can do a master's also, where अभी ये जो vaccine बना रहे हैं और ये जो pharmaceutical industries है, you work with them. So that is a very very good field to do if you like science and you like biology and you don't want to go into clinical practice. उनको पेशेंट्स नहीं देखने, बट यू फाइंड दिस फील्ड इंटरेस्टिंग, सो यू कैन डू दैट. ठीक है, of course engineering itself is a very vast field where there are many options. When I had gone online and read, I was in the 9th standard, I used to love maths, so I used to feel कि मैं तो engineering करूंगी. This is what I had in mind when I was in school. So I went online and I read, so there were like some 100 types of engineering. So you have to go and read and see what you are liking and then talk to people who are doing those things to understand के हमको what do I really want to do, because what practically people do is very very different. You If somebody is forcing you to do medicine, please don't do. It's not something you can do by force. If you want to do it, you can do it. You have to want to do it. That determination has to be there, and then you can keep going. No one can stop you.
Yes, definitely. I totally agree with that. And that's why I want to ask you about this thing also, that there is a misconception that the doctor, if you want to become a doctor, you have to study a lot, right? Like you have to study
Yeah.
12, 13, 14 hours a day. And then you somehow stop doing the extracurricular activities, maybe sports or singing, music, anything, just because you have to study. So
That
do you
is
think that
uh,
is
that
actually
is not
needed for the
very
kids?
true. When you get into MBBS, there are a lot of extracurricular
Yeah.
events and activities, and a lot of opportunities for your talent to grow. A lot of there are a lot of sports events in college. There are cultural events in college, and of course that is kind of limited to college life. Once you start practicing, you might not get that much time, but I know a lot of doctors who post the age of 45 are getting back into their hobbies. There will be a phase when you're doing any field where when you have some hobbies, they may have to take a backseat for a few years. So it is similar to that. And of course, if you like singing, if you like dancing, it's not like you stop. Of course there will be those years where you're preparing for an entrance where you have to maybe put it at a back seat. Once you get into the course, you have 6 years where you study, you participate in cultural fairs, there are dance events, there are singing events, there is painting, there is rangoli. So there's a lot of scope to do a lot of things. And the second thing is that when you are studying so hard, you need to probably have one of those hobbies as a relaxing part of your routine. So it's not like you have to ignore something or let some of your hobbies just go. You have to kind of include it into your schedule, but not give it a predominant role in your daily life.
All right. So would you like to share your routine when you were in school? What was your routine? Um,
When I was in
for sharing.
school, we used to have school from 7 in the morning to 1. We had
Yeah.
school from 7 to 1. So, which nowadays, I think nobody has school for that shorter duration nowadays. I think school is longer. So, we
No,
would
for
go
our kids also it's the same.
7 to
From
1.
7 to
Very nice. So, 7 to 1, I would come back, eat lunch, and I don't remember much, but I think some days we used to have some class. We had Marathi, so
Oh,
that was quite tough for us. So I had to get some classes for Marathi. Otherwise, we would come back, rest for some time, study, and then go out to play for some time. Then come back again, study, and then sleep by 10:30 because we had morning early school. School was this only. No
all
late
right.
night studying or anything in school. Of course, later now there is no option with later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, so because for a lot of our kids, like, planning the day and organizing, planning their study time, it's
If
very
school is
difficult.
7 to 1, then you have a lot of time. Nowadays, I mean, my younger cousins and all have school till 3:30. I feel the day is only gone. Once it's 4, 5, then 7 to 1 is good. You get ample time to do your hobbies, to study, rest, everything. I think that's good.
Yeah. So I think one of the kids, Prachi, said, there are some students who want to become doctor, but they don't have the financial support. So is there any scholarships for them?
Um, See, if you get into a college like where I went to, a government college, the fees is very minimal.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one thing. The fees is very minimal. There was scholarships after we. So I got a lot of scholarships. So we used to have scholarships after our result. So, for example, if I finished my first MBBS, my first year, we've appeared for the exam, and after we got the result, we had certain scholarships which we applied for, and if you were in their cutoff category, so if you are above 70% or whatever was the cutoff for that year, if
Mhm.
you fit that, they would those there were certain trusts, they would reimburse that amount.
Yeah.
So firstly, government colleges don't have a lot of fees, and there are scholarships, but what I know of is that they are on performance based. Like if you perform in the exam, then you apply for the scholarship and you get reimbursed. They then give you back your fees of that year in which you have performed. So that is how it was when I was in MBBS. And in your post graduation, in your post graduation, you get paid. So there is no, I mean, there is a minimal fees, but that is probably 1 month salary. You get paid in post graduation. So for the 6 years of MBBS, what I know is if you get into a government college, the fees firstly is minimal and the scholarships are performance based. If you do well in the exam, you can apply for it.
Mm. All right. Um, all right. So with that, I would also like you to answer this question that, you know,
Sorry.
yeah. So a lot of the times this happens that people go to medical field because they want to earn a lot of money, right? And somewhere the ethical part of it, treating patients and solving the problem of many diseases, this gets lost. So would you like to share a little bit about that, for
Uh,
our
the
young generation?
concept that doctors earn a lot of money is very false. Because if you see, I am going to turn 28 this year and I am still on a stipend. I am not like earning or practicing in a corporate hospital. I'm not doing any of those things. So by the time I actually start earning, I may be somewhere between 35 and 40, where I actually start assuming I'm going to do a super specialty after this. So I'll be somewhere between 35 and 40. Another thing to understand is that nowadays, when you go to a hospital, when you go to a private hospital, um, it's the hospital which is making money. The
All right.
doctor is on a monthly salary from the hospital.
Okay.
So the ones who make money are the hospital, the one who owns the hospital, who's probably a businessman.
Hmm.
So that is more of a myth. Of course, the doctors who have a high fee are the doctors who are very very big names, who are very very experienced in their field. They'll be somewhere around 55, 60 years of age, and or those who have really 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 like specialized to a very very like minute minute detail, where they might be the only ones in that field. So if somebody has spent 15 to 20 years only educating themselves, they are going to charge you for that experience.
Yeah.
So that is how. So somebody who is very very super specialized might charge a higher fee than somebody who's just a simple doctor, some simple MBBS doctor or simple MD doctor, because obviously they have put in more years trying to gain that experience, and it is the experience that they have of that field that you go to them for. So they're going to charge you for it.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Also, like in the medicine field, we know that when we are preparing for it, since there is so much competition, a lot of like all over India, there's so much competition. Everyone, a lot of students are there who wants to become doctor, and it can be very demotivating. It can be discouraging at some time, and it can be very depressing as well. It can affect our mental health
Definitely.
as well, right? So, would you like to give the kids a little bit of advice on that, on how to cope up in such situations?
Um, it is very tough. There is a lot of competition, and the one thing is that when you're preparing for it for the first, so there are a lot of people who appear for the entrance every year. It is not necessary that you get admission in your first attempt of giving the entrance exam. Okay. So when you don't make it in the first attempt, when you are appearing for the second time, you do feel that, I hope there's a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure on you that will I do it this time or not. The one thing that I can tell you all is that when you are preparing for it for the first time, prepare for it like it's your last time,
Yeah,
and that there is no second chance. You prepare for it such that there is no second chance, and you have to be very focused, that you have to be very clear of your goals. You have to be very focused, and if you are on that track, you will get through.
yeah,
So the first time you have to prepare, if you have put your 200% and still you've not made it the first time, which does happen with some people, because after all it's an MCQ exam, so there is some amount of luck involved in it. Remember that effort that you put never goes waste, because you're going to be preparing for the same exam the next time, and what effort you put in for the first time is going to be put to use for your second
second
attempt.
time, yeah,
So don't feel demotivated about it, because any effort that you put ever for anything in life never goes waste.
yeah, that is so true. I agree with that. Like last time, a teacher came and she told the same thing, that she actually failed when she was in her second year of graduation. She failed in one of the paper, but that is not the end of the life, right? Like these things happen, failures are a part of life. So that was actually very beautiful. Shivani, thank you for sharing that. I can see a lot of students are asking which kind of doctor you are. So
Okay. Basically, I have done my MBBS, which is under graduation. Okay, 12th के बाद में जो करते हैं. Okay, and after that, after you finish your MBBS, you have a lot of fields to select. ठीक है. Now you can select surgery, or you can select medicine. Okay, or you can select gynec, or you can select pediatric is babies ke doctor. Okay, so I have selected medicine. What is the meaning of medicine? It is basically doing a post graduation in internal medicine. It means I'm a medical doctor. I don't cut people. I don't operate, and
hmm,
I see your dengue, malaria, your diabetes. Okay, if anybody gets a stroke, okay, I see all those things. Then what you will ask me, कि फिर who is a cardiologist and who is a neurologist, वो सब क्या है? Okay, so if somebody wants to become a cardiologist, or somebody wants to become a brain specialist, neurologist, or somebody wants to become a diabetes specialist. Okay, if you want to become a specialist of these things, you have to first finish your MBBS. After that, you have to do your MD, which is your post graduation in medicine. That is what I have done. And then you have to do the course in the heart, or the brain, or the stomach, or the kidneys. Okay, after doing the 3-year medicine course, or you don't specialize in the kidney or the heart or the brain, and you just do MBBS and MD medicine till what I have done right now, and you practice like your doctor जिसके पास तुम जाते हो बुखार के लिए, as a physician.
hmm.
Okay.
All right. So Anjali is asking actually what were some major difficulties faced by you?
Uh, there were not difficulties. It is just a very hectic routine when you are preparing for these exams, competitive exams. Whether you're doing it for medicine or doing it for CA or doing it for any field nowadays, there are so many entrance exams in any field. To give any competitive exam, your routine is hectic when you have to prepare for these exams. So the routine was hectic. There are just that in this field there are a lot of sacrifices that you have to make, in the sense that you have to give up on maybe attending weddings or going for certain vacations, or so these you have to let go of some get-togethers and all these things, because according to people all the time you'll be having exams only.
Yeah.
So that is what they feel. Okay, so there are a lot of sacrifices that way that you have. I mean, I felt, because every time there was a wedding in my family, it was either my 12th standard or my entrance exam or my PG entrance exam. All the time it's been that. So everybody feels कि इसके तो हर time exam चलते रहते हैं. So that is something you might have to face if you are from somebody who doesn't understand the medical field. Um, Apart from that, it's just you enjoy mbbs. Mbbs is not tough. You enjoy life in mbbs because there are a lot of activities which are there in the college. It's not just study study study. It's a lot of me has developed in mbbs. I was a very shy person in school. I used to not talk at all. I used to be sitting in one corner of the class, and that is how I was till standard 12. And after I've come in, like after I went into mbbs, the various events, activities, and they had a lot of we had a lot of ice breaking sessions between seniors and juniors, where they would interactive sessions, which helped to develop my personality in general, apart from the academics, which you anyways have to study. Like you have to study and appear for exams, that happens in the background. But a lot of your development, participating in sports events, which I never did in school, playing cricket and football in mbbs, which I have not done ever. So there is a lot of it's a fun process to go through, along with, of course, in between, when you have exams and the pressure of entrances, which is the whole journey is bound by a lot of entrances to get into different courses. So that is the difficult part. But once you get into a course, the journey of that course, the journey of learning, of seeing patients and learning something from them, is just like it makes up for the effort or the hectic routine that you have to go through to get through that entrance. Because when a patient comes back to you, somebody is admitted with you and they get discharged and they come back to you in the clinic for a follow up, and you see them so much better than what they were in the ward, it is a very satisfying feeling. Or when we sit in the clinic, we are a lot of doctors sitting on various tables, and in a government hospital, there are a lot of tables, and there'll be seniors, juniors, and some different tables in different rooms. And your patient who was admitted with you comes back and wants to come to you only. हमको
Mhm.
इसी डॉक्टर को दिखाना है. That feeling is cannot
Yeah,
be measured. That somebody wants to come
definitely.
back to you because they were so loved in the ward that when they're coming from home, you are the person they want to show
Yeah.
themselves to. So it makes all your efforts of those years, of those toiling for those exams, worth it. So it's okay, like.
Yeah. All right. So there was some question on the chat box. I would actually encourage Anjali to come off mute and ask your question.
So my question is that what was your reaction when you saw a cadaver for the first time?
So you see a cadaver for the first time in your on your very first day of mbbs.
Anjali, would you
Okay.
1 second? Anjali, would you like to tell other kids what a cadaver is?
कैडावर मतलब जो एक बॉडी होती है जिसपे हम लोग है ना मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स डाइसेक्ट करते हैं या फिर पढ़ते हैं कि एनाटॉमी और बाकी सब कुछ क्या है, तो वो असली शरीर होता है, लेकिन हाँ उसके ऊपर प्रैक्टिस करी जाती है डॉक्टर्स के।
It's basically a dead body which somebody has donated to a college so that young doctors who are studying to be young children who are studying to be doctors can learn about the human body. So there are people who donate their body to colleges. Okay, that is called a cadaver because we learn from that dead body. You see it is in your very first year of MBBS that you are shown on the very first day. Our first year is anatomy. As I said, we learn only normal things in first year. So I was very excited when I saw cadaver. I was very excited to know what is inside the body. So in fact I was one of the first people to take the incision also on the body with the scalpel. So I was very excited because I wanted to know अंदर कैसे दिखता है सब कुछ.
All right. So actually now the floor is open for questions. So anyone can come off mute and ask the question. Plus, but please raise your hand before you ask the question. Yes, Sarita.
Who is your role model?
My role model, I when I was younger, I always wanted to be like my ophthalmologist. As in, I wanted to be a nice person like her, like how she treats her patients and how she is. So when I was in MBBS, I used to feel I will become an eye doctor like her. But when I did my internship and I actually like went into the ophthal operation theater and saw them operating on eyes, I said no, I'm not going to operate. So you can't become somebody. You can gain inspiration from somebody and probably inculcate that in yourself, but you have to become what you enjoy. You can't be somebody. So remember that, be yourself.
Yeah. That's actually beautiful, Shivani. Anjali, you can ask the question.
यस दीदी। दीदी तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि बहुत सारी मूवीज भी बन रखी है डॉक्टर्स के ऊपर, जस्ट लाइक मुन्ना भाई MBBS, और बहुत सारी क्या कहते हैं वेब सीरीज भी बन चुकी हैं, यूट्यूब पर भी हैं, तो वो क्या रिलेटिव होती है या फिर नहीं होती?
कुछ कुछ रिलेटेबल होती हैं, बहुत सारी नहीं भी होती. मूवीज आर मोस्टली लाइक दे आर थोड़ा एक्सेसिव दिखाते हैं उसमें टू मेक इट मोर एंटरटेनिंग. But some of the shows have recently there's a show on YouTube, I think, which is quite similar to how it is in MBBS, quite similar.
All right. Prachi, you can ask the question.
Yeah, Didi, in NEET UG and NEET PG, there are only MCQ questions.
Yes, only MCQ questions.
And Didi, what is the full form of NEET UG?
National entrance.
Come.
NEET means undergraduate. We didn't have NEET in my year.
I forget.
Huh?
I remember the full form, but I forget now.
It's okay.
Anyone
Doesn't
who
matter. You have to prepare for the exam, not for the full form.
That's true. All right. If anyone is there who knows the full form, they can share with Prachi.
Entrance.
Didi, which is the
National entrance exam, something.
NEET.
National entrance eligibility test.
National entrance eligibility test. Okay. All right. Anyone else who would like to share? Someone is raising her hand, but I can't see her name. You can ask your question.
Didi me.
Go ahead.
Didi, what was your rank in NEET?
NEET undergraduate. I didn't have all India exam. I had state exam.
Yeah, it's an entrance test name, NEET.
I know. I didn't have NEET exam when I gave undergraduate. My postgraduate rank was 42 in the state. My undergraduate rank, I don't remember, dear. It's been 10 years.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes, Kiran, you can ask a question.
Didi, what is your hobby?
I am not a very extracurricular person, to be very honest, but I like singing.
All right. Anyone else who would like to ask some questions regarding doctor as a profession? I actually all right, Prachi is raising her hand. Prachi, you can
दीदी दीदी आफ्टर 12th वी हैव टू डू बैचलर ऑफ साइंस कॉलेज से पहले अपनी ग्रेजुएशन देन वी हैव टू डू द नीट
नो 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 12th स्टैंडर्ड दोगे ना जब भी तो 12th
Yes,
स्टैंडर्ड के साथ में ही मतलब नियर योर 12th स्टैंडर्ड एग्जाम ओनली द एंट्रेंस एग्जाम इज देयर.
okay D. So didi we have to didi we will fill the form then we get time and date about when we have a neat exam and details about that.
You have to prepare for your NEET exam as soon as your 10th standard gets over. You have to start preparation. The
Okay,
NEET
दी.
exam का syllabus is similar to your 11th standard and 12th standard syllabus. NEET exam
Okay.
में physics, chemistry, biology यही subject होते हैं.
Okay
ठीक है,
दी.
तो वही subjects होते हैं, तो साथ साथ में prepare करना होता है.
And didi after 12th we have to do we have to do UG and then we have to do MBBS then we have to do PG.
MBBS is the UG course.
UG
And,
course.
हाँ, and MD is the PG course.
Okay di. Then didi after that we have to do MS also didi for become a specialist so we have to do bachelor of surgery.
No. So MBBS is actually it doesn't make sense, but MBBS का full form is Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. ठीक है? And after that, when you do your post graduation, that is PG, you get a degree. The name of your degree depends on तुम क्या कर रहे हो. अगर तुम सर्जिकल फील्ड कर रहे हो जैसे कि सर्जरी या गायनेक जो कि ऑपरेट करते हैं उसमें योर डिग्री इज MS. एंड अगर तुम नॉन सर्जिकल फील्ड कर रहे हो जैसे कि जो मैंने की है मेडिसिन या फिर अगर तुम स्किन डॉक्टर बन रहे हो डर्मैट तो डिग्री होती है MD, मास्टर ऑफ मेडिसिन या फिर मास्टर ऑफ सर्जरी.
Okay didi.
All right. And I'm sure, girls, that like after this session, you are going to forget all of this. So, Shivani, would you like to, just tell kids how to research more about these things? Because I have seen that a lot of kids have big dreams, but they don't know how to research about that.
So very easy nowadays is to Google. ठीक है, whatever field you want to know कि भाई ये क्या चीज होती है, you can Google it. If it is something that you find really interesting कि भाई मुझे ये करना है या मुझे इसके बारे में और जानना है, you can in your surroundings or people that you know or your friends' parents or your teachers know somebody who's doing that thing. So if somebody is a doctor or somebody's elder brother is an engineer or somebody's parent is a CA or anybody who is of anybody who is doing those things. So if you're now in the 9th standard or 8th standard, you all can start reading and start discussing amongst yourselves. You will discover कि अरे इसके मामा CA है शायद या इसकी mom teacher है या and this is something that I like, or somebody's elder sister is an engineer or is studying engineering, or somebody is becoming a dentist. So you come to know when you talk about it, you will discover. If you keep it in your inside yourself, you will never learn anything more. You discuss about it, what you are reading, what somebody else is reading, and when you talk, you will realize कि अच्छा there is somebody who's doing this, and then you try to speak to that person who's actually doing those things to understand ki do I want to get into this, because it is a decision that you have to make. Because for any of the things nowadays you have to give an entrance, whether it is law, whether it is engineering, or it is medicine. Most of the fields you require an entrance test, and to prepare for an entrance test it takes time. So well in advance you have to decide ke what you want to go into. So you have to start to research. Basic research तुम गूगल पे कर सकते हो जस्ट पढ़ने के लिए, मतलब बेसिकली तुम विकिपीडिया पे भी जाके देख सकते हो अलग अलग. मैंने तो अलग अलग इंजीनियरिंग भी जाके पढ़ी थी क्या होता है, व्हाट इज टेक्सटाइल इंजीनियरिंग, व्हाट इज दिस इंजीनियरिंग, देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड फूड इंजीनियरिंग. सो देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स nowadays. Nutritionists are there, so there are a lot of courses for many things. So you go online, you read about it. if you find somebody, you can, तुम अपने एरिया में भी कोई उस चीज का है ना, वो भी तुम गूगल कर सकते हो. अगर किसी को न्यूट्रिशन में इंटरेस्ट है तो तुम अगर दिल्ली में रहते हो तो तुम गूगल करो न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट इन दिल्ली, तुमको नाम आ जाएंगे. You can contact people like that also. It's very easy nowadays. ठीक है, तो it's just that you have to थोड़ा, now if you all have summer vacations or something, to research, you can spend some time, or maybe every day half an hour after dinner I'm going to research and see what I want to do. You can start doing that.
All right. So Prachi, your question will be the last question because we have a time constraint. So
Okay, Didi.
you can ask.
Didi, what are the subjects in science stream?
Science में ना, when you select after 10th standard, when you take science, there are very basic subjects. There is physics, there is chemistry, there is biology, there is maths, and there will be 1 or 2 languages. ठीक है, एक इंग्लिश होती है और दूसरी फिर हिंदी होती है, डिपेंड्स ऑन योर कॉलेज. मेरे कॉलेज में हिंदी
Okay,
था.
Didi.
ठीक है, तो वो सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं. कुछ कॉलेज में ऑप्शन होती है मैथ्स ड्रॉप करने की, या किसी को इंजीनियरिंग करनी होती है तो बायोलॉजी ड्रॉप करने की, उसकी जगह पे कुछ दूसरा सब्जेक्ट होता है ऑप्शन में. सो देयर आर सम कॉलेज, वो कॉलेज टू कॉलेज वेरी होता है. ठीक है, एंट्रेंस
Okay,
होती है
दीदी.
उसके लिए तुमको फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री बायोलॉजी होता है. अगर तुम इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हो तो फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स होता है, बाकी सब सब्जेक्ट नहीं होते.
No. All right. Prachi, do you have anything else to ask?
No, Didi, no. Sorry.
All right. Okay. So with that, we will end the session. But before we end, I would like Shivani to actually just share one advice with our girls who are right now in 8th and 9th standard. So soon they will be in an age where if they want to become a doctor, they have to start preparing, right? So just one advice that you would like to share with the girls.
Whether you want to become a doctor or you want to become anything, I just want to tell you what I used to think at that age. Do something which will make you independent. Don't be dependent on anybody for your life. Do something which you like, because when you do something which you like, you will do well. And when you do well in something, you will do well enough to support yourself and your family, but first yourself. So
Yeah.
think about yourself, your whole life, and what you will love to do every single day of your life till the age of 70 and 100.
Yeah.
And then select your field. And this is the time that you actually have to read and research and decide कि मुझे क्या बनना है बड़े होके.
Didi, I want to become doctor.
Prachi is saying that she wants to become a doctor.
Good. I will not discourage you. Become.
And she's good with she's very she's been very enthusiastic about it. So I'm sure, Prachi, if you work hard, you will become. All right. Thank you so much, Shivani, for being with us today. I'm sure that girls took something out of this session.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
It's amazing. All right, girls. So we are going to end this session. And again, Shivani, thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, Didi.
Bye.
Bye, Didi.
Bye,
Bye,
girls.
Didi.
Bye, Shivani.